uh, uh. You know what? Let's go ahead and get it in. Bring a friend. It's enough and invite them in. Vitamins, minerals, no criminals. The minimal is what I'm doing because I get the girl that's on centerfold. It's like me and my dog, Ty Bricks and he. And my dog is Tafari. And my dog, we on that BLREEED. Think I spelled it wrong. It's my song, so I can do that. All right, that's enough. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Y'all already know what it is. It's your favorite blurred, quick, ready to talk blurred shit. And I even got a blurred friend to talk some with in the wind. So let's go ahead. We winning, y'all. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all, especially those of y'all that pull up before we even get started. Shout out to you, Fernando. What's going on? Everybody that is in the chat and those that are watching on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and the Facebook.
Listening.
And oh yeah, my bad. I'm forgetting about my feet. Forgetting about the
all
shout
our
out to
listeners.
iHeart Media. My bad. I be forgetting about y'all. Spotify, what's happening? Appreciate y'all. Hey, it's Star Trek Day, and I'm just gonna be candid with y'all. So when we start the show, like the video portion, for those of y'all that watch the video portion, I'll be sitting here trying to like figure out how can I say something in the title that'll make people want to come to the yard. And sometimes it's easy when it's like Meg Thee Stallion. It's like, oh, that's popping. Oh yeah, she got a new anime. Yeah, let's talk about that. Oh, Superman. Oh yeah, everybody, that just came out. Oh, that's what's up. But I felt the way when I put up Star Trek. I was like, oh man, ain't nobody finna. I was like, yeah, ain't nobody finna pull up today, man, because don't nobody watch Star Trek no more. Star Trek is like a bastard stepchild of the nerdverse right now, even though I frankly think it's one of the best quality TV shows that is being put out by Paramount. I mean, am I tripping, Ty? Before we start,
I think Lower Decks I've seen a lot of love for. I've caught a few episodes like in passing, so I know it's a good property. They were making like a strong stance when I was in middle school with those comeback movies, and then they just came to like a screeching halt. And then I just found out, like, oh, they got like 4 seasons of this show with Picard. I'm like, when? Y'all just, I feel like you gotta I feel like you gotta stalk Paramount these days.
Yes.
Also, if I watch Star Trek, can Paramount like take the chains off of South Park? Y'all got the entire show like locked up. The entire show was locked up at this point.
Is that true? We'll talk about that. And if you're listening to the voice of the one and only TafariTV, who you may or may not be familiar with, but you're going to learn today, hallelujah, because this is our special guest, and we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. You know what it is. It's the New Blurred Order, friends. Tell them who it is, Thugnificent.
This is Thugnificent telling everybody to tune in to New Blurred Order, my nigga. The best podcast on the planet Earth, nigga.
Alrighty, as I said before, Strange New Worlds is something we kind of want to delve into today because, look, I'm going to keep it real. I'm a fan. It's nerdy. It's something that I believe has had a long stint in the nerd community, as it was one of the first sci-flies to sci-flies. Did I say sci-flies? Sci-flies. It was one of the first shows out there in the 50s. Like, it was in black and white. Come on. It was like this and Doctor Who and just a couple other things. So I'm happy about this. But before we get into the dope new season of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, of which we get to see multiple different hairstyles for my homegirl, Ahura. Hallelujah. What's up? Hey, Ahura. Before we talk about how much this Sandman is such a slow and hard watch for me, before we talk about how DC is trying to bring every character in on the back of Superman, because now that it is being shopped as the way that we get ushered into the DCU, Mr. James Gunn has some words about it and how he left the Mr. Henry Cavill version. But also, and before we get into Foundation season 3, hallelujah, which we love, yes, because it is black led, even though she probably got a white grandma or something, I don't know. And we have a lot of cool characters. Before we get into all of that, folks, I would like to get into the fact that we have none other than the one and only TafariTV on the show today. Yes, he's here. You might have heard his voice. And if you're thinking, where I know this dude from, it's probably because you recall when not too long ago, we spoke on his passionate rant. I don't even know if rant's the right word for it, but his passionate, I would say, words of wisdom, a diatribe, if you will, to the blurred community so we can make sure that we protect our community and all things surrounding the community. Here's a piece of it.
Well, The Office just turned 20. Whether you love it, whether you hate it, you've definitely been exposed to the show in some capacity. I mean, the memes alone are everywhere, but that's what happens when you make something that the culture fully adopts. It transcends what it originally was. It started as just a TV show, and now it's so much more than that. But that's longevity and impact, the type of impact that Blurred Station is looking to have, the type of impact that BlurredCon cultivates every year.
Full disclosure, that ain't the video. I thought it was.
I was gonna say, it's in the same. This is a post BlurredCon discussion, so I'm like, it's in the realm. But if you look if you're on my account, it should be the photo with Meg and Janelle.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna check out the account, but welcome to the platform for the first time and hopefully not the last. Actual Mr. TafariTV. What's going on, homeboy?
Not much, man. Chilling. Early morning, working on some stuff, trying to get a few edits out before get the day started. So typical Saturday type shit.
Bro, the edit game is not one to be shunned or looked down upon, because I don't think that everybody who watches content creators understand the grueling nature of the biz. Like, it's not just, I say a few things into a camera and go about my day. It's like, all right, well, I got to piece this together. Do I schedule these? Do I edit this down? Is this edit good enough? Did that edit that I put out, was that the right one? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Do you obsess over it like that as a content creator?
That's not so much obsessed, but I'm just like, I know there's a right way to do it. And what I try to do is at least show people or like friends in our circle how to implement it. Like, no, just tweak this, do this. Like, people's like, how do you do that green screen? I'm like, this ain't even a green screen. This is just a big ass bed sheet on my wall that is just because I didn't. No one ever taught. Like, anything I've learned has all been trial by fire. Like, I'm not saying people don't help, but I'm usually dealing with unique problems. So I found that you could use poster board, and then I found out how it works in Final Cut like 3 years after I obtained it through methods, and I was like, let me just see if I can find. By the way,
you saw that? Obtained it through methods. You saw that real quick, Ty. You trying to throw that in there real quick. I may or may not have bootlegged this shit, but it is what it is. We hear
Hey, Apple taxing out here. Everybody's got a monopoly these days. So I was like, it's kind of hard to find green bed sheets supposedly. So I found like one person selling like a long one, and it's literally just thumbtacked to my wall. That's how I do all my like other place type stuff, because like I like it. It's cool on CapCut and TikTok, but it's kind of sloppy. So I'm like, no, I want this done like right and in landscape. Like, even with some of the challenges that people was doing, like, don't get me wrong, ladies, Buster Challenge was fantastic. Some of y'all timing on the otherwise, I was like, that needed to be like a second late. Like, it's a too fast, no, too slow. Like, all right, the music is completely out of sync, and I can't turn that part of my brain off.
Same. It's like if like with regard to editing, and I know, Ty, you had a part in this too. Like, there's an obsessive nature of perfection, I believe, that exists within those that do it. And maybe it's just me, but like if I'll have a video completely prime ready to go, and then I'll be like, hold on, man, but this sound wasn't in there, man. And I'm gonna have to start all the way over, because I feel like if I drop it and it ain't exactly what it should have been. You know what, man? I'm going a whole nother tangent. You just sparked you opened up another level when you was talking about what you experienced with the editing. But you've been up all night. You're doing a lot. You have, let's just say, a very eloquent way of speaking your mind. And I think this is a good example, as this was meant to be the original. Let's go.
I want us to protect ourselves from becoming the very undoing of the spaces we have worked so hard to create, nurture, and cultivate. We have
now before I like to piece this apart. Like this, when you started this video, like, you had feelings. Like, there were feelings that made you say, yo, I gotta say something to the people. Give me the mic. Where's the pulpit? I need to speak to the people right quick. Like, what was it that, I mean, we could talk about the totality, but I feel like there was specific incidents that led to you being like, look, man, I need the megaphone. What's up?
So, like, I don't speak on stuff like or anything drama related very often, but I watch I watch heavy, so before I speak, I try to gain any and all perspective. Again, like the dude I'm named after. I'm not him. I follow his teachings. I follow his teachings though, because for the most part, especially when you get into it, and people's like, oh well, I don't like going over there. Okay, well I don't like going over there. But I'm like, I eat at all your tables and I'm in all your group chats. So what does that say about me? Clearly, there's some common ground in here. But like, for systemic reasons, the negative shit will always take off when we do it, especially about our own stuff. But it's like it's starting to have like realistic problems, which I don't go into in these videos. But like, because people feel comfortable around me to just be telling me stuff, I'm like, it's starting to have like actual like ripple effects in ways that y'all don't understand. Like y'all had another event where y'all got rained on with whole sewage water, yet y'all are like, oh, that was hilarious. I can't wait to get my like a whole pipe burst and people were dancing and it's like I can't wait to go back next year. I'm like, but then something happens over here and y'all don't let that shit go for 3 years.
It's real. That's so real. Well, yo, let's listen to a little bit more of what you had to say here, fam, because I think it's really important. Let's go ahead and let this ride a little bit.
Have to be, and most y'all already are, so it's weird to have to even say this out loud, more self-aware of how we speak about each other and our spaces publicly. I am talking to absolutely nobody on this app. Please stop going over there looking for intellectual conversations. You will find habitual line steppers, ish starters, and bots in blackface cosplaying us. We have our spaces. You know where they're at. Go over there and continue the conversation. But anywho, to constantly use words like scam and predatory before an event even takes place and it's just in the rollout phases is very damaging, because for racist and systemic reasons, that becomes a blanket statement. To you, you're just talking about one event. To the other entities and parties and people that could potentially put in on these events and contribute and improve them, to them it comes off as, oh, everything they have in this realm is like that. Okay.
So you're speaking in this particular instance, Tafari, about what was being said about the Meg Thee Stallion appearance, right?
Meg's appearance and BlurredCon's theme for next year, because literally that I'm like, for me, it's less about I need to speak. And I'm just like, nigga, am I the only person seeing this shit? So, because literally the conversation, like if you're in the BlurredCon Facebook group for 3 months, that shit was, the theme's predatory, geekneek, freakneek. And I'm just like, there's people my age who's like, I saw the documentary. And then there's people older than me who were like, nigga, here's a Polaroid of me being there and having a fun. Like, here's Polaroids of me and my cousins having a good, safe time. So my experience versus some bullshit that white people put together on Hulu. Like, and I'm just like, I'm seeing the gap. And then when the Meg thing happened, all that same energy just shifted over there. I'm like, so like, no one's free from the nonsense, but y'all don't get how much traffic y'all give it, to the point where it's just like, y'all think, oh, I don't want this company working. I don't care. I don't want to affiliate. And from those lenses, it's just like, well, the blacks are blacking, so we're just going to take our money and leave. Like, there's no announcement. There's no meeting. There's no, hey, we've had a talk with the convention. Like everyone else gets, they just start unfollowing y'all en masse. And I feel like like even a couple of years ago, there was a situation with some people after DreamCon that amounted to nothing at the end of the day, but because it was getting blown out of proportion so fast, you had people tweeting at like Crunchyroll and all these other people. It's like, you should unfollow them, because they're like, what the fuck you don't follow me for? I'm like, you don't get, this is a black umbrella. Everyone can get it, including the people complaining. You're not special. Again, it's not fair, but that's how they look at it. And then I talked to somebody. I also know a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I'm not just going to be telling all the time. I know when and how to shut up. So like, is what they said. Yeah, a mean ass side eye. So like, the situation got out of hand where like nothing official was said. But I asked one of my people who kind of run things at a higher level. He was like, bro, we got a phone call and they just told us, fix it now or we out. And I don't know how many people included we, like coverage and sponsor wise, but the way people were going about it, the way people involved or the accused ended up responding, which at the end of the day, all they had to do was just stop talking. That's literally how they had to do, because the person's story was already undoing itself. I don't know if anybody saw what just happened with Corey Kenshin. It was basically like that.
No. What happened with Kenshin?
This girl came out with this whole long, I want to say 90s slideshow dynamic. He was a bad boyfriend. That was it. That's all he did. I was like, I want all my time back. This was, but similar situation at one of these events. I know one of the guys who run it, and I was like, yo, I will back you on whatever decision you make. But then when he made it like a few hours later, I was like, what happened? He's like, you saw Homeboy's post. They called us, said fix it, or we're done. And it's like, nobody wants to be in that position. So I don't like that we do that to each other that fast. And then at the same time, we had, and no shade to them, we also had Urban Nerd Con and SplatCon, which went belly up before they, like the day they were supposed to go and be a convention, they all died, which now certain people who run these other black spaces are like, yeah, I don't pay deposits anymore. I got to pay the full guest fee like the day I book them. Everyone else is like, like some like, so this stuff is actually like causing shit behind the scenes. Two that never even happened, but now everyone else who look like us got to suffer for it.
Do you I mean, with regard to cons, I mean, because one of the things about this video is that it's very protective of our space, which I think one of the things that made it catch wind is like, yo, look, this is our space. And so we want to make sure it's protected. And it was almost like you threw a hat up at Montgomery and was an all call. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, look, we need to recognize what's happening right now because we're at that precipice where like something that's ours becomes everybody's, right? And that's a hard place to be in because it's like, yo, I know how it feels like, you ever have like back when we used to buy CDs or when I download an album, like there's one song on it from a popular artist that you like, but it's not on the radio and nobody else likes it. And when you play it, you're like, oh, that's my shit. And then all of a sudden they release it and everybody loves it. You're like, no, that's my song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel kind of about the Blurred cons and like about like Dream Con and stuff like that. And I feel like when Crunchyroll and all these other places come into it, they're not doing it from a place of like, oh, this is something for us. They're like, oh, this is going to get us headlines and clicks and views. And with that, we run the risk of maybe pummeling it into the trash zone because those aren't the folks that really care about the culture. It's the folks that made the culture. And that's like the U's, the me's, the RDCs, the Blurred's eyes, those folks. And that's why I think this was a good message, man. And that was one of the things that caught my attention. So big up to you. Did you get a lot of people reaching out to you after this was out there?
Not a lot of people reaching out, but a lot of larger accounts I didn't know saw me or followed me after, especially with Hellspawn on the repost that like either followed or just started reposting over and over. So I had a few people who came and tried to just, again, I try to structure stuff like this in a way to where if you're missing the point, it's going to be painfully obvious, and then I don't have to say anything. I will just politely respond, and the comments will jump you. Because I had one person who was like, yeah, you just want us to be silent. I'm like, I didn't say that. I'm saying there's a way to critique these things, but the way y'all do it with just dumping on stuff without giving a solution, it's just I'm mad or he's mad or she's mad, and how can I pivot this into clicks and views? And because now they don't take it as valid criticism. They just like, all right, well, that's just folks complaining on TikTok again. Okay, who actually wrote something down on paper and gave like a critique and told me like what their issue is or how it could be fixed. Because again, the whole thing stemmed from the like in the Tory comment, which I ain't gonna lie, I saw that same GIF. I didn't know it was him either. I was like, legit, I didn't know it was him. So I could see how that person made that mistake. But so when everybody was like, oh, look what they did, and look what I'm like, nigga, why? There's 50,000 of us in this Facebook group. Why are you tagging everybody when you got a business to promote, or you got a con that you're going to be selling merch at, or like if you search this before the con, drama, you search it after the con, you can't find that bullshit no more because it's only before an event. Speculation and drama is only going to go so far before something actually happens. So it's like y'all kept saying, oh, it's dangerous and predatory, and I knew beforehand this was a girl that did it by accident because everything that's been cleaned up and organized and improved over the years has been thanks to Black women. Every sister they add to that team has been. Whereas, like, fellas, we'll just be like, hey, that seemed like a good idea. Shit, we probably need to rework. Black women catch that ahead of time. It's like, no, fix this, move that, touch this, move that, flip this. We're organized. So when it was like, yeah, it was actually a girl who made the mistake, and I was like, I could have told y'all that, but that's not my place to. So, so when Mark finally said it, I was like, well, so how? I'm like, is the narrative? I'm not saying I don't even want an apology. Is the narrative that like, oh, niggas ruin everything? Are we still running with that? Or and a lot of y'all didn't say shit. You just deleted videos and think nobody noticed. No, because like I peep when stuff goes up and down. Like everybody's, oh, y'all are toxic and y'all are all this, and I'm just like, I had one person. I was very careful about how I responded because she was like, no, that person needs to be punished and outed. I'm like, right. But how much have they contributed to before they accidentally made one wrong click? Is that one click worth throwing away everything they contribute to and help with and risk having to find their replacement right before the big weekend? You have to think. And then the person's like, no, she deserves to be outed and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, all right, ma'am. You and I were ma'am. You and I were both born as black men, so I don't feel like either of us are qualified. I'm like, I don't. I'm just like, hey, I don't think either of us are qualified to be speaking on what a black woman deserves as punishment. So I'm just gonna stop. But then when I go to her page, her entire thing is, hey, yes, that's my lifestyle, and here's all the ways people are mean to me. And then she's taking the shit out. Then she's taking the shit I'm telling her and flipping it into her own videos, like. Let's talk about how people build stuff off the backs of black men. I'm like, all right, I'm just okay. I stopped responding, and then I saw somebody try to take her story and put it in my Uncle Navy's comments, and Navy was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "That's literally 2 videos over. Ignore that shit." So it's, I see the trickle down and like the Marvel timeline branching, and I'm just like, let's just look here. You'll see where it starts. That way you don't get caught here on like branch timeline 32 trying to figure out where this shit came from. So it's 32. Even then, it's like, all right, it's not just Meg. Y'all, we had 2 big name black female celebrities show up in the span of 3 months. I know there are other conventions punching air right now because they, especially the way I have seen them share like information and resources. Also, some of y'all have got to stop getting on the internet and bitching so much. Like digital footprints. Like, not even for the sake of protecting the convention. Some of y'all digital footprints are absolutely awful. Like, why they don't invite me or why they don't do this. I'm like, have you looked up your name and the thing you're trying to go to? Like, it's nothing nice. Nothing good ever comes up. And it don't help when y'all be like, fuck them, I ain't going anyway. And then you do that for 3 months. And then the weekend comes, it's like, oh, I'm going to be the Saturday. Hey, man, hey, I got a day pass for Saturday. Y'all pull up. Then, what are you complaining for? You're a fan too. Like, yeah. Like, and then some people, I've seen people like, hey, I want to do this, and it's like, all right, there's not a space for it yet. Just but keep asking, keep showcasing, and instead you get in the comments and bitch, and now it's like, okay, that's now me and a lot of people's first experience to you and your audience. And I'm not even talking about one con. I've seen it in multiple spaces, but then when they finally have a space for you next year, you didn't talk yourself out of even getting in or heading that space, and usually they'll grab someone closer to you who's not as dramatic. You don't even give them a congrats. You be in there complaining, oh, they don't want me and they don't want to work with me. I've been trying to. I'm like, you're actively doing it, but also your reputation doesn't supersede application. A lot of y'all don't go places because you don't fill out a fucking piece of paper. I say this as a former college athlete. That is where a lot of your D1 rejects come from.
Oh, okay, hold up. Time out. A lot to unpack. First of all, welcome, Yazzie. Yazzy's in the house. Everybody.
Hey, Yaz. Sorry about that. Hi, Yaz. Sorry for the yap session.
No, we appreciate Yaz. Good to see you. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Sorry I'm late. Hey, fam. Slept in a little bit this morning. My bad.
Nah, no worries. We know you work hard as hell, Yaz, so don't even worry about it. And I ain't gonna lie, like we got some stuff on the docket today, but Tafari is such an interesting dude that we might abandon all that, especially since I know ain't nan one of y'all watch Star Trek other than me. And probably in the comments too. I'm coming at you. Yes, chat. I'm coming at each and every last one of y'all. Ain't not a nan one of y'all a trekker like me in this bitch. You don't know. You ain't got your spot game on. Where your Vulcan neck chain at? Where your Vulcan chain at? Huh? Where you at? What blood you bleed? Is it green? Ho, pull up and whatever. Anyway, so but I'm glad you're here, Yaz, because I don't know if you recall, we were talking with TafariTV. By the way, we talked about this a little bit in advance, but for those who are unfamiliar, Tafari's name has cultural significance. Because Tafari is the name of the king, well, the emperor, excuse me, of Ethiopia, who was a son of a man named Ras Makinen, who was the original emperor, but it's Ras Tafari, which is where Rastafarianism comes from. So he's named after the guy that the Rastafarians worship, which is Haile Selassie,
Cool.
which again, now as a dude who's into theology, I can tell you that I don't believe it. All right, they believe that Jesus is reincarnated into Haile Selassie, which basically means that we have Jesus on the screen with us right now.
I'm not. I walk amongst everyone, the high ranks, the high ranking heroes down to the pimps and the hoes. Just similar to our Lord, but I claim to be no kind of special person. I very much don't shy away from gaining a new perspective. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you, man. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. What I really think is most interesting, if I could keep it 100% G, is that Tafari is a gamer, yes, and I know you game, and I know Austin and all of us on the screen game, but he has a particular game that I was a little shocked to learn that he was actually into. Tafari is currently playing The Legend of Zelda, and I don't mean like Zelda that's on your Switch. He's playing Twilight Princess,
Like
we're from Nintendo 64. Like,
yes, that's what I'm talking. Okay, so I have so much more respect for him now. Like, oh, that's fucking yes. That's how you play. Yes, he even went and got it. That's
he's a retro gamer. Look at this. Look,
awesome.
He's got the old controller and everything.
Yes.
Like, bro, when he first said he was like, "Yeah, I'm playing Zelda," I was like, "Oh my god, you can't beat that!" Because I'm playing the Zelda on Switch, which is if anybody in here, I think somebody I knew's played this before, but if anybody in here knows anybody that ever played and beat the most recent Zelda, which I can't even remember the name of it, but the one on
Tears of the Kingdom is.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Tears.
It's impossible. It is fucking impossible. There's no. I need to watch a walkthrough is going to be like 3 weeks long because the game requires so much. But he's sitting there playing. He's a masochist. You're going through. You know how hard it is to deal with going through Zelda. Like if you mess around and get all the way through the Goron level and you get to the end where you only got 4 hearts and you get killed at the end, but you got to start away from the beginning. Are you nuts?
OG shit.
You want this for your mental health? Tafari, explain how you end up playing these games and how are you faring with Zelda?
Okay, so if you notice, I'm actually on a treadmill while I'm doing this. So this was the hard part right here. I'm on a treadmill with the Wiimote, so I'm trying to like walk and get a pace while trying to aim. So I'm just getting clapped immediately off this fucking cliff. And I'm at this point I'm talking shit. I'm like, yeah, y'all think this shit is easy. You tried doing it. Watch it. By the way, walking pads are like a mini treadmill. It's like a fairly new tech. Don't plug that shit in with everything else. You will like blow a fuse. I learned. I'm on my second one now. Plug it in somewhere by itself. Do not plug it in with the rest of your shit. As far as this, I got nothing against anybody who does emulators. As y'all see, I just don't throw shit away. So I was like, there's got to be a way to hook old stuff up to like my newer. Like the newer tech we have, because like people always like doing throwback stuff, and so I was like,
how did you do it? Like, I'm curious. Can you share your secrets with us? Because like that's my era of gaming. Like, I love my PlayStation, my PlayStation 4 and 5, but like I don't know, like there's just something different about, the old Nintendo nostalgia of playing, you know what I'm saying? That's why people like literally speed race playing Super Mario, that's usually, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me just ask you this one question. There's this game called Conker's Bad Fur Day. Have you ever?
I didn't know what Conkers was. So like my
cousin, oh my God.
I didn't know about Conkers until they like re-released the rare replay. And people were like, you didn't have Conkers? I'm like, dude, I didn't have anyone around me with a Nintendo that was like not a year or two older than me. So we didn't know. Like, I think the most graphic game we ever played was GoldenEye, which is lying around.
Okay, GoldenEye is definitely a classic.
Yeah. So
link up with the crew,
And again, this is why I appreciate like old school YouTube, because like I'm not inspired by like anyone new, no shade to them. Like this whole setup came from like a Dashy Games video from like 15 years ago. Because I remember he was showing off his retro games on his TV. And he's like, yeah, I got this switchboard. You just plug all the games into this the AV stuff into the back, and then you just pick which HDMI it goes to. So I was like, I want to do that, and then I ran. Like, there's got to be a way I can do like exercising while I'm on that. I've had that idea since like I've had that idea since before COVID, like before streaming took off, like the way it has now. Before you could multi-stream, I was like, I want to bring those two together, and then we all got locked in the house, and I was like, that would have been a perfect time for it. But I remember I found that Dashie video, and if you go to Walmart or Amazon for like $20, you can get a AV to HDMI converter. So game goes in here, HDMI to the capture card or to your TV. If you got a newer TV and it doesn't have the old set, this is how you do it, and then it just plugs into the wall. That's how I run everything.
Tafara, I thank you. I thank you for those gems because oh my. Okay, so but do me a favor though. Okay, do yourself a favor, please. Go buy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's a Nintendo 64 game that's $100.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, by the time I found out, I was like, "Yep, they're scalping the shit out of this game."
Yeah,
like,
but that's because it's such a fucking gem. Please do yourself a favor. I'm as an adult, like I wish I had the ability to like learn to play it, like, you know, like experience it for the first time as an adult, but I experienced it as a kid, and I'm telling you, I'm obsessed with this game. Like literally it's worth the $100. I'm not gonna, because all of the different, like the storylines one thing, and then there's like so many different, you know what I'm saying, side kind of things you can do with Conker. Just, I'm telling you, it's one of those games you'll get lost in for a while. Like
I've seen bits and pieces, so that's the goal. If I ever start making money from this, I'm like, all right, what game have I missed out on in my childhood that y'all want me to see like go through? So like I've been trying to run through stuff that like I couldn't beat as a kid 20 years ago. So I was like, oh, let me go try Star Fox Adventures. And I'm like, who the fuck made this? This is awful.
Star Fox Adventures, that's a hard one though. Like even as a kid, that was like, that game was on next level. You know what I'm saying? So playing it as an adult, oh my gosh, that would be so interesting.
Basically, it is a Zelda clone that was supposed to be a different game, and they just reskinned it to Star Fox last minute. But they give you like no directions. They don't. They'd be like, hey, the water and the moon. I was like, the fuck does that mean? There's like 15 places on this map, and half of you got to fly to. They don't tell you anything. And then the aiming pisses me off so bad because it's not like So basically, it's almost like having stick drift. You're aiming like this, but if you take your hand off, it tries to go back center. So you're actively fighting the shit to not to move around. So doing that while being on a treadmill, absolutely awful. Like I think my longest one was 4 hours. And when I finally beat one level, I fell and skipped my knee because I was just like, all right, that was awful. I know I want y'all to bring a lot of stuff to the Switch. Leave this shit behind. Don't ever touch it again. But with Zelda, I didn't really understand Wind Waker and stuff as a kid. So now that I'm older, I played Ocarina on the 3DS. I played Wind Waker on the GameCube. And now I'm on Twilight Princess because I didn't really understand how these three games, like I know all the Zeldas are just reincarnations.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that these three games are like directly tied to each other because it's technically the same Ganondorf attacking three different timelines.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Okay. Well, while we're here real quick because I really want to, I'm curious as to, first of all, what percentage of THC was in Ty's joint before he hit it this morning. Number two, second of all, I'm wondering how you feel, Tafari, as you and I are both, and it sounds like Yas maybe too, into The Legend of Zelda. What's your thoughts on the potential for a live action Zelda production of some sort? Now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not necessarily. Well, you know what? Let me not answer for you. Just what's your thoughts? Like, would you be open to a live action Zelda? And if so, what would you want to make sure that it included so that there was not a flop on that first Zelda production?
My whole thing is just the length of the dungeons. How are you like compressing that down to 2.5 hours? Because that's part of the whole thing is going to each location, learning about each of these tribes, and then basically saving them from whatever darkness has plagued their land. So the Gorons, the Zoras, the Gerudos, that's like the big three. And I'm like, all right, but how do you, unless you want to like two-part it with each film, I don't know. Crazy part is I made a skip like 6 months ago about if anybody's ever seen Evan Williams, he does like these movie producer pitches where he like pretends to sniff a line, and he's like, okay, we're making a Predator film. What are we doing? Okay, what's the setting? Okay, which actor? Okay, we're making a Predator film in 1890s Japan. Okay, Death Before Dishonor. The two Predators. We have a senior Predator and a young Predator. They're teaching each other, and then we have a hero and a young hero mimicking the journey. It's like he has these hilarious things. So I tried doing one of those for a Zelda pitch, and I'm like, y'all could easily take the same 3 games I mentioned, make a movie out of each of them. And that could also be how you set up your Smash universe. If anybody played Brawl, the one that actually had a story,
yes,
where all the villains were I'm like, you could literally take that and make the end credit scene Ganon waking up in a new timeline, because again, it's the same version in each of those games. And then when he like fails in Twilight Princess, have Taboo grab him, have like a screen showing all the movies. You could have Metroid, Yoshi, Mario, Sonic, Diddy Kong, Star Fox, and then you have any direction to move in. While in the background, you got Ganon, Dr. Eggman, Ridley, Bowser, and like the villains are being recruited over here. Smash Universe has started. I don't know how they're going to play this out. I hope they do Ocarina first, just because that's such a classic, and because it gives you 2 directions to go in after it's over.
All right, hold up, man. Real quick, man. I just got to say, like, this is a Diddy-free podcast. So
that's why I added Kong after it. I made sure I added. That's why I caught myself. I was like, I can't just say Diddy. I got to make sure that they know Diddy Kong.
Yeah,
like
Diddy Kong. Don't be bringing all that baby oil over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we on some other stuff. Nah, I think that sounds cool. In the blurred universe we live in, where we have like the Hellspawns, the King Vaders, like maybe they could do fan type of productions before we start talking to the big productions people. But who knows? Either way, Legend of Zelda. I propose that Zelda, who, by the way, is not Link, motherfucker, for those y'all out there that keep confusing the actual characters. Link, you got to feel bad for him a little bit, Tafari, because he keeps starring in these games that don't have his name in them.
Yeah, see, I didn't know. Like, I went in knowing little to nothing. I'm like, most I've experienced is Smash Brothers, but once I finally was someone, it was either a YouTube video or I started putting it together. Because like the last stream I did for Twilight Princess, I was like, oh, this is the Lost Woods theme from Ocarina, and this is like that same area after like how many years have passed, and the Master Sword is in here. And they're playing the old tune. So if they go like Breath of the Wild, I'm fine with that. If they want to do like a multi-movie deal, especially in this era of multiverses and timelines, Ocarina is the perfect place to start, because then you can say, hey, here's the adult ending, we go to Wind Waker. Here's the child ending, we go to Twilight Princess.
All right. Here's why a Zelda movie doesn't work. All right. It doesn't work because Link is a mute. He doesn't talk. He's never spoken. He doesn't even have dialogue. Like when people speak to him, they speak in a bubble. Oh, yeah. Link. Oh, thank you for coming. And he doesn't respond. They're like, oh, you must mean something. When they start adding like a personality to Link, people are going to lose their mind. They don't know what to say. Like Link wouldn't say that. No, because he wouldn't speak. He doesn't talk. You know what I'm saying?
Unless they go back to like the old 90s cartoon and we get excuse princess.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just about to say. Like the voice, I think, is going to be the biggest thing that people are going to have. You know what I'm saying? Like have a problem probably with is like how deep, or you know what I'm saying, how masculine his voice is going to be. Just because, I mean, it's Link. You know what I'm saying? We don't need him. We don't need him talking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's.
But do we get like baby Link? Do we get teen Zelda 2 Link? Do we get like, oh, I just learned I'm not really an elf. I'm really a human being that was raised by elves Link? You know what I'm saying? How do you, and I agree with you, Tafari, like you can't make a Link movie without giving the elaborate sense of how hard it was to defeat the dungeons, right? Like kind of like in Last of Us, when you watch Last of Us, they give you like, you feel like there are scenes in Last of Us where I feel when I'm watching the show where I feel like I'm watching the game. Like I feel like I'm playing the game. And I know, Yaz, I know that's not your thing, but there's scenes like, and they did this in Halo too. Ty, if you're still awake, I don't know. I know Ty's eyes haven't seen the daylight yet, but But if you remember in Halo, like they actually did scenes where it's like, this is an FPS. Like this is an FPS show. Like we're gonna make the show a first person shooter. You know what I'm saying? And just give you the view of the gamer. And I feel like if they did that in Zelda, like how do you do it without having like, you gotta get the boots so that you can sink to the bottom of the water and you gotta
that's the part I just had to do. The heavy boots to go down go down to the Zora temp, which the water temp was the worst fucking level in every game.
Yes.
I got lost. I got lost for like a good 2 hours on stream. I'm like, all right, we're gonna come back tomorrow. I don't know where I am anymore. Because I'm like, my legs are tired. I can only do this for so long. But yeah, like you got to get the boots. You got to get the boots to go down and take the water bombs, to break the rocks, to get the claw shot, to get the other claw shot, to then go back up and save the prince because his mom is dead and he now has to run his country. And I'm like, how do we fit all that into? Unless they do like, I don't know, some childish music montage, but even then, in live action, I don't know. But again, I need y'all to end up here, like specifically at this game, this story, good guys and bad guys being summoned like Battle World and Secret Wars. Like, figure it out. This franchise can give you the ultimate alley-oop to it because they deal with timelines and multiverses and other worlds. So just there's potential there. Don't waste it.
I'm eager to see it, but I frankly think that this is one of those projects that probably would be better served if it was introduced in an animated format. The way that Mario Brothers did it, right? Like 100%. Mario Brothers, they were smart enough to realize, oh, you mean John Leguizamo doesn't work as Luigi? Okay. You mean Dennis Hopper doesn't make a good King Koopa, Bowser, whatever you want to call him? You know what? Maybe let's take a step back and let's give them Chris Pratt as Mario. Let's go ahead and put him on. Give him a voice that. Yo, I'm sorry. Ty.
You good, man?
Yo, me and you, we both of the same ilk. You know what I'm saying? We're a medicated bunch. But for some reason today, you look extra.
Just blink twice if you can hear us.
Yo, is everything okay? You good? Like, yo.
And I already told you what the pack was. so the fact that we even having this conversation, man, is crazy. Like, you already know what it is.
What was on the ingredients of this one? Because this one feels a little like, all right.
Like sour diesel.
Oh, you got the D's.
I told you I had the sour.
They're like, I can't even imitate you.
But look, but this is like, you know me for years. Like, my eyes always look like this. They like, even when I'm not high, I'm chinky eyed. So it always looks like this. Like but this is also a Saturday morning. I don't know how many times we gotta go through this. I listen, I'm not a morning person. I get up every Saturday morning to come in here and give my all, knowing my ass didn't go to bed until 4:30 in the morning. Like, so, like, it's like but it's all good, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm here and I'm enjoying the conversation y'all having right now. I can't really add that much to it because I wasn't really a huge Zelda fan. Like, I played Zelda on Nintendo when it first came out. And after that, I love myself too much to keep putting myself through that kind of, because games like that, one of two things are gonna happen. Either you're gonna beat the game or you're gonna break your game. One of those things are gonna happen. I mean, like it's just the way you're gonna break a controller, you're gonna damage something because you're gonna get so frustrated or mad. I will say this: we did have the pleasure when those games came out. I don't know if you remember, but there was a game. It was like a game guide.
Game Genie.
Game Genie. But even a step further than that, there used to be a hotline that you could call, and they like if you got stuck on a game. You basically called this gaming hotline and somebody would be on the other end like, all right, so, and then look, and they made it seem so easy. It would be like, oh, you're at that part? No problem, I got you. All right, so what you need to do is go through the mirror that looks like just a regular mirror. You're gonna walk through that, okay? When you walk through that mirror, there's gonna be a left and a right. You're gonna go to the left. You're gonna go up some stairs. Yo, it was like, oh, thank you so much. They was like, no problem. But that was where you would have to go with games like this, because either you had the game Genie, which gave you the walkthrough, the full walk. Because remember, Legend of Zelda was one of the very first games that came with a full walkthrough. Like they had their own book. There was a Zelda walkthrough book that was all like this thick. This was like
you used to be able to get those at like the store. You could get them at the grocery store. I remember when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
My used to sell them.
Yeah, we used to have them at Publix. My homeboy bought a Kingdom Hearts 2 guide at Publix, brought it to school. He was like, "That's what last chest I can't find is." Yeah, but this this was an April Fool's joke from IGN like 16 years ago, and people were like, "Yeah, but now y'all probably need to take notes because if it don't look like this, like don't be y'all are Nintendo. As much as y'all cease and desist people and raise games to $100, I'm gonna need y'all to don't be skipping on the CGI budget."
All right, hold on. So this is supposed to be an April Fool's joke. So let me see what this is all about. Let's go ahead and give it a gander, y'all. Shall we? Oh, oops. That didn't happen the way it was supposed to. Right? Like, isn't that like what you're legal? I ain't live. All right, here it is, guys. My bad.
I've got something special lined up today. I'm taking the harvest to Castletown Market, and you're coming with me. Now mind your manners and do what I say. Speak to no one. And for goodness sake, don't touch anything.
I've been waiting for you, Link. You've been kept safe, guarded by a secret race. This very day, the kingdom of Hyrule will fall. Nothing can stop the evil which has crept inside these walls. I am too late. This is the Temple of Time. When these doors open again, it will be 7 years past. Find me again.
I welcome the hero of time.
Hero of time. Faith.
So this started as an April Fool's video, and now it's like, no, I'm gonna need y'all to like start studying because clearly,
like what? Where is the fool? Like, I feel like we the fool. Like, who is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be like, oh, that's a joke? Why would you do this?
Yeah, back when IGN cared about more than if the check cleared, so they'll stop rating your movie a 7. They actually used to do stuff like this. So it used to be big on April Fools. Everybody would just post a random video. It's like, oh, this is real. Psych. So now that's why it says April Fools next, because when originally it was just titled Zelda trailer. But now y'all might need to study this, especially because this is a Ocarina of Time movie. And the way that game directly connects to Wind Waker, because they want to build a franchise, especially now that I'm older and I understand how they connect. Like when you, first of all, I don't have to fuck anyone beat Wind Waker back in the day. That shit, I played it finally.
Oh.
It was vague as hell. Like at that last third of the game, they give you 2 shapes, and it's like, now go explore the ocean. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But then the final battle is in the old Hyrule that sank from Ocarina. Whereas if you play Twilight, if anybody met the hero Shade, that old zombie that teaches you how to fight, that's actually the kid Link from this timeline. He died old, he died in battle, he died like decrepit and full of regret and was waiting to teach someone before he like passed on to the next life. So that all of those elements would be a great way to like intertwine that story.
I don't think that I'm going to say the same thing about Zelda that I said about Mortal Kombat, which is that I don't think that this is going to be well served with a 2-hour theatrical release.
No,
it's too deep. It's different from Mario, where you can go, oh, okay, this is a simple idea, beat the Bowser guy, get the princess, and it's kind of similar to this, but it's so much more in depth. And I just don't think that a 2-hour movie, unless it's like an introduction to a whole series of movies where we get like Zelda 1 through 5, I don't think it's going to really do us justice. What's going on, Bad Ty?
That's why I'm like, those are my 3 favorites, but those 3 at least give you a direct avenue to, hey, here's why this game even happened in the first place. Here's why this game happened in the first place. You sealed him away here. The seal was broken. There was no hero. Earth is flooded. You snitched on him here. He went to execution and survived for some damn reason. And now he's just torturing other people. Like it's because I know they want to try to like milk this as much as possible. So if they do an original story or some kind of one-off, I would be shocked.
I don't know. Bad Ty, what you think, bro?
I think Peter Jackson would be perfect for this, and I think that I think what he was able to do with Lord of the Rings is exactly what needs to be done with Legend of Zelda. Based off what Tafari just was saying, if you want to make it a 3-part movie, well, he's got experience. And when you look at what saw in the world building of Lord of the Rings, kind of do with the live action, I think that he would be probably the perfect person to story build a universe for Legend of Zelda.
That's not a bad idea.
When I just saw this, this trailer, it's kind of like I kind of get the elements of what you would need to make a Zelda movie, and I think Peter Jackson kind of was able to illuminate those things on screen for Lord of the Rings. I think if you were to go the direction of a live action, and you had to have it as a movie, because I don't know that you have to have it as a movie. You could have it as a series. If you have it as a series, that gives you more opportunity to build the universe. And then once you familiarize, because remember, Zelda's from our era.
Mm-hmm.
They're 20-year-old kids that don't know what the hell Zelda was. That be like, Zelda, what was that? You have to refamiliarize people with the character, and I would probably go with a series to do that. And then once you kind of get everybody familiar with it, then at that point, make a live action movie if that's what you want to do.
I was saying, like, because the Zelda fans will show up, so I was like, if you want to give us like a 3-hour Lord of the Rings type flick, I'm not against that either.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it has to be like, we can't have an introductory phase with Zelda. I feel like Mario was the canary in the coal mine for Zelda. Like, we experimented with the live action back in the 90s. Okay, that doesn't work. And I know you can say, okay, we can try it again, but nah. But when they did the actual animated movie, it went ham. Like, everybody loves it. I feel like Zelda should do the same thing, except for I would consider maybe an 8-episode Netflix release, kind of get everybody primed and ready for it. And then maybe we can talk about, because I don't understand why they had to make Michael Cera Zelda in this one. Like, I mean, I know that's not who he actually is, but that's what we're doing right now. Like Michael Cera, the dude from Superbad, that's who we got. And then I mean, there's a bunch of cats I see in this, and I was like, yeah, all right. I don't know. If you're gonna get Zelda, do it right. Go ahead and make Michael B. Jordan Zelda. Stop playing. Stop making them Link. We want Michael B. Jordan to play Link. It's gonna happen.
You need a blonde. You need a blonde with blue eyes. Just go ahead and throw.
Fuck all that.
Just go ahead and throw Sydney Sweeney in there. You got it.
Yeah.
No. I want Teddy. What's his name from the Atlanta episode to play Link? What was his name?
Teddy Perkins.
Teddy Perkins. I want Teddy Perkins with the blonde hair with the white skin. I want him to play freaking Link, yo. That's who it should be, the right one. Now let me stop. But yeah, all right. So real quick before we go down this rabbit hole, and we the show unfortunately today may be a little short, guys, because I'm in a city called Seattle. By the way, shout out to me. You see the little background? You see, this is where Edward and Jacob became friends, y'all. And you see that you don't see no sky. No light.
Edward and Jacob.
It is just as gray as the movie.
Wow.
This is real. This is like, you could legit be a whole vampire up here in the state of Washington where Starbucks was created. And how about Starbucks was invented here. And I woke up this morning like, yo, I got to do the show today because it's 3 hours in advance on the West Coast, guys. By the way, yes, it is 8 a.m. where I am. So I'm not used to this. Shout out to Bree. Bookish, who's joined our show from the West Coast, Yvette Nicole Brown, Miss Isis, those of y'all that join and wake up before the sun even up, shout out to you. Newfound respect. Hallelujah. But
100.
how about this is where Starbucks is made, and Starbucks is closed today. Can you explain this? Like, people don't get coffee on Saturday. Like, if you put in Starbucks into your maps right now, it's like, oh yeah, closed. It's like, but bitch, it's Starbucks. We in Seattle. This where anyway. Stop.
They know Saturday is sleep late day. They probably got tired of paying. They probably got tired of paying people to come in and not do shit for 4 hours. So
it was like, well, shoot, Starbucks should be like part coffee, part dispensary, because this is like Seattle. Ooh, I'm gonna tell you right now, Ty. Whew, Lord, the pre-roll I got is still pre-rolling, and that was yesterday. A whole nother subject.
It's hilarious because people are just like, you're Jamaican, you don't smoke, and I'm like, no, nigga, I have asthma. As much as I was raised, as much as I grew up around it, my lungs do not compete at all. Especially when you go to
what?
When you go to a PWI and everyone's like, yo, you hold it? I'm like, I have class with you, asshole. Like, no, I don't have it on campus. Like, I don't have it on campus. I don't have it here. Like,
that is interesting. His name is Tafari. Like, he's like Rastafarianism is in his name. Like and he doesn't smoke. Like there's something I don't know interesting about that whole thing. But I mean, not that you should or have to, but that is hilarious. Like, yo, you holding what? Controllers, video games? Like what am I holding?
just this for when the air gets thin.
I'm holding my inhaler. That's what it is. Nah, that's what's up, man. But so I know we still have a lot of other topics, and time is short today because I got to go jump on some river cruise because I'm up here before I go to the Mariners game tonight. So I'm sure we all maybe have or have not caught up with Foundation. I know I was in your inbox about it, Tafari. So I don't know if we're going to delve as deeply into this week, but they did have another episode, so be ready for that. And also, now Tafari, you did say that you had a chance to see Superman.
Yep.
And I am a little curious as to your feelings about it. You have a unique vision, and just way of looking at things. And just want to know, what was your first thoughts? Oh, and also, what was your movie going experience? Did you go to the movies? Did you meet at the crib? I mean, what exactly? How did that?
I managed to catch like a regular matinee showing. It was packed in there for how early in the day it was. I went around like 2 in the afternoon on like a Thursday. But yeah, it was good. I remember James tweeted like 2 years ago when he took over. Somebody was like, "Hey, are you gonna make like Young Justice or like the Justice League cartoons kind of any inspiration?" And he's like, "Yeah, definitely." And it definitely shows in here. Also, if anybody's watched My Adventures with Superman, that was basically like a cartoon preview of what we got here. Yeah. It is almost, especially with what they did with his parents in Krypton, like
holy shit, I didn't think about that.
There's a lot of shows that come out unrelated to the official project, and I'm just like, I always feel like, did anyone else not, like when the Wolverine came out and people were like, why is Wolverine in Japan? I'm like, did nobody see we just got like a 12-episode anime about this story? And the answer is no, because it was on G4 TV, and I was like one of 5 people that watched. So,
I love G4.
So G4 randomly had I think they had a Blade, Avengers, Iron Man, Punisher, and a Wolverine anime and an X-Men anime that was actually really good. And I was like, nobody knows. But then when I watched the Wolverine, I'm like, oh, this is that story. So watching this, I'm like, this is My Adventures with Superman, just big budget, down to like what they did with his parents. And I'm like, oh, we're going that route again, where they because I'm curious if they're gonna go bringing in because it wasn't exactly it was like a Brainiac bot in the show, but I'm curious if that is sins of the father coming to haunt him in this franchise afterwards, because that's kind of what he said. However, Lex may have dethroned Kendrick as the biggest hater. Like hate so pure that he started tearing up at the end. And then when we got to the whole, like, I like the way it started. It's like, hey, no backstories, which is fine. I don't need another backstory. Somebody said, I saw a tweet that was like, it feels like I got dropped into season 3, episode 17 of a CW show. And it's like, yeah, because we've had enough origins. We've seen enough iterations. In the last 20 years alone. We're about to be we're on our 4th Spider-Man, 2 of them actively sharing a spot. We're about to be on our 6th Batman. We're on our 4th Superman. We're I think potentially on our 2nd Shazam. About to be.
Whoa! Are you breaking news?
No. I don't know anything, but I mean, if everybody's getting recasted.
Oh, okay.
Remember our last movie. We're about to be on our 3rd Flash. Because we're getting new people. Yeah, we had Ezra, we had Grant. Now we've got whoever else is gonna. We've gotten so many. We were on our 3rd Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so we are on our 3rd Fantastic Four.
I don't need to see the spaceship. I don't need to see Uncle Ben get shot. I don't need to see Thomas and Martha get shot. I don't need to see the spaceship arriving to Kansas. The way the cartoon did it though, where like he was being followed as a baby in that ship, and they closed the portal in time to like kill whatever was chasing him. That was like a dope twist, and find out, Krypton actually were like total dicks, and they had this coming. He was just the last person they rescued, because they kind of realized, we earned our fate this time. I don't know if this is where this is going, but the fact that like Lex was in that room, hey man, Lex was calling plays like a football coach in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left, ball possession and a fresh first down. Like he said, I heard what he was singing 1A so much. I'm like, is Deco in the gang about to show up and save the day? Because goddamn.
Yo, so you right, because he was sitting there G4. It was like he was playing Battleship with Superman
or Bingo.
Right, and then the
I sucked your Battleship. Yeah,
So I will say, I know they cut it, but the way they did the way Crypto had his Kanye "I'm gonna let you finish" moment, I was like, they should have left in, because I know apparently people didn't react to it well, but I'm like, as evil as he was, you should have left it in. Apparently, there's like a cut of Lex like super socking Crypto, and they cut it from the film last minute. And I'm like, no, you could have left that in, because then what Crypto does at the end is like a good payoff as well as like a personal payback. And then, hey man, stop leaving y'all badass animals with people and then wondering why they don't want to watch them no more. That's because now,
that's a good. There's a lot of things to unpack that we didn't necessarily get into, I think, the week before, because we didn't want to spoil it for anybody. But we going full spoilers today, guys. So go ahead, and if you ain't seen it by now, then you ain't a real fan and you don't really fuck with us like that. Just playing. But some of the things we'll talk about, like, was this a good intro to the new Supergirl? Was this a good one? And let me understand. Okay, so Matt Reeves, who the Flash, I guess, is no longer like, we're just erasing that. Like we're gonna pretend that never happened.
Ezra Miller, we're gonna pretend that Ezra Miller doesn't exist.
Well, they introduced the Supergirl. They introduced the Supergirl in Flash, and
that was already That
Wait, are we talking Snyderverse or CW?
Not Cyberverse,
Nah,
not CW.
he's
I'm talking about.
not.
I'm talking about
He's
the
talking
Flash
about
with
DC.
with Ezra
He's
Miller.
talking about DCEU. Before, like basically the Flash movie that was already in production before what
Oh,
you call it got there. So that really it was just all he did was let him finish production and then put the movie out because it literally was done prior to him getting there and becoming the CEO, him and Saffron. So
yeah.
they had already done pre-production for the Flash movie. It was the last, I think it was the last movie that they had in the DCEU before it changed into the DCU.
Yeah, so it was Flash, and then they could have ended on that, but then they dropped Aquaman 2, which had its Aquaman has its own fan base. But I haven't seen it. Fair enough. But they introduced Supergirl as like basically an alternate timeline where she got to go because the whole thing is they both got sent out, and her ship went ping off a rock and basically got sent in a different direction, but managed to like I think age her slower. So she got there just later, but then they switched it to where she got there first, got locked away, and Clark, I guess, got found as a baby, and who knows what happened to him. He didn't survive. But that Flash, the whole Flash, that was my thing. I was like, y'all could have added a Flashpoint post-credit scene and cut to David Cornsweet and showing us we're somewhere different, so that way they at least merge. And the way Warner Brothers is moving, we've seen them constantly shoot themselves in the foot and blow off all toes individually. With Cavill coming back for what was it? Black Adam.
Black Adam, yeah.
James recently said he's like, that was the day I signed on to DC. I'm like, y'all could have. That was a fucking heads up would have been nice, like, because now he's like, now I look like an asshole saying, hey, I'm in charge and I'm gonna recast everybody. What do you mean y'all said Henry Cavill's coming back? No one told me shit. Like, which,
well,
they've done that to people before. Kevin Conroy has a story about that.
Now I have heard some rumblings about a conversation that James Gunn has had with Henry Cavill about possibly coming back to the DCU and having a different role. Now I don't know, based off what Tafara just said, and the fact that we know that there is actually a multiverse that exists within the DCU, and why do we know that? Because what I'm seeing from James Gunn is the animated side of things. So let's reference that. So there was 3 Flashpoint movies that were done, 3 or 2. I think it was 3 though, that were animated, that are currently on HBO Max right now for your viewing pleasure. And that basically goes into the Anti-Monitor and the Monitor storyline. And if you don't know what that storyline is, you should watch the movie. I mean the movies for sure, because it introduces every DCU character that may or may not exist within the DCU moving forward. So you have, and when I tell you, there's every you got the Spectre, you got Supergirl, Superman, all kind of iterations of him, Batman. You got his son, you got all of the bats, whether it's Batboy, Batgirl, Nightwing. You got, oh man, it's so many Wonder Woman. You got so many iterations, but I think that's what James Gunn is doing. Is he'll put out the animated version of something to, I guess, kind of familiarize you with the story or where he's going with it, like he did with the Adventures of Superman, and then kind of transfer that storyline to live action, maybe.
Well, let me get some clarity here. Does James Gunn, did he have anything to do with the animated series? Because I thought those were out for a while.
No, they were out. They were out. That's what I'm just like, this is there, but they're mirror. I'm like, at least they're all in the same headspace, because like my Adventures with Superman mirrors in this movie mirror each other so well, along with feeling like an episode of Justice League Unlimited, because no introductions. It's just, hey, here's the gang, here's Guy Gardner, other people are showing up. We got a Suicide Squad over here. You got Peacemaker doing interviews, and Like
Yes.
we don't got to flesh it out. We just know who everyone is. But the movie he's talking about is Flashpoint Paradox, which they kind of tied in other stuff, but like I'm like, was that even on purpose, or did y'all also just happen to be writing something similar? Because they write Flashpoint Paradox took the New 52, which was like the best animated universe, and then just ruined it for like fuck all reason. And then we go to a timeline where at the end of the day, like I get y'all wanted to kill everyone off, but it was the way they did it, which is Wonder Woman and Aquaman had an affair and got caught, and then the two side pieces fought, and now everyone else has to die because of it. That's basically the whole movie. And a few things changed, like Thomas Wayne is Batman because Bruce ended up getting shot in the alley. Mom became Joker. Obama's president, so of course he gets blamed for all the shit. But then Flash runs fast again and resets the timeline. Then they do the New Frontier where it's like Clark is Superman in hiding, and there's a bunch of alternate versions. Then they don't even tell you if that's tied to the last movie. Then you have the recent ones that they had, which is
that's what I was talking about. The recent ones.
The
that's
Crisis,
what I'm
the 3-part Crisis.
Yes,
Crisis, which is just
Crisis drones with,
which is just Justice League, which is just Justice League, the think tank, parts 1, 2, and 3. Only to find out and the way that I like what they did with the multiverse, they were not the ones who should have done that. Because the way they're like, hey, every animated series was a mistake. None of y'all were supposed to exist. We're erasing every timeline. You will all be merged into one. And the way they show them destroying the the 60s Batman, the Justice League series, the 2003 Teen Titans world, everybody basically got clapped. And it's like, you all will now belong to one Earth. And then we find out, oh, this is Flash's fault because Darkseid is like a permanent point in time. And when you murdered him as an infant, it spiraled into this shit. And all of this happened because Constantine, for some reason, didn't touch Flash, and that could have prevented all of this. Because he was like, yeah, he caused this. He caused the Flashpoint. And I was like, he tried to tell y'all this for like months, and y'all didn't listen. And it literally took an ET like touch to figure this shit out.
Yo, the flat you bringing up a lot of memories right now because I stayed into that CW verse as long as I could, man, and woo, it didn't end as well as I would have liked. But here's something I thought was interesting, guys. While we're talking about DC, James Gunn was asked about Batman, and let's hear what he had to say about it.
Ask about Batman. We just talked a little bit about it. As you plan ahead, you've got Supergirl, got Clayface coming up. We will see Batman in The Brave and the Bold, but might we see him earlier? And what kind of costume will Batman wear? Will we bring back the black and the gray?
Listen, I have no idea what Batman's going to wear. All I know, listen, what I know for sure is what is right in front of us. Peacemaker season 2 comes out in a month. That's Peacemaker. Directly connected to the events of Superman, directly connected to some of the characters in Superman are now in regulars in Peacemaker. Then we go into Supergirl and Lanterns, next summer.
You're going to have all 3 Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Guy Gardner.
And Guy Gardner,
okay.
That's right. Cool. And it's basically, John Stewart's story in a lot of ways, but it's with those other characters. And then we got Clayface we're making, which is like a totally different thing. Although it's in the same universe, it's a complete horror film. And that's one of the things that we want to do is this isn't like, there's not a company style. It's not like every movie is going to be like Superman. The original, the artists and the directors and the writers that create each one will bring their own sense to it. Just like I'm looking at all your comics over here.
Thanks, man.
Right? And those are all, look at how tonally different, how different Superman looks in those things. Look how tonally different the stories are, the way they look. And so it's like, that's what we want to bring to the films because we don't want people being bored.
I got to ask
shots fired. If I heard so many direct references to his competitor, you tell me if I'm tripping, but I heard subtle shots being fired, not necessarily like, yo, take this, Marvel, but like, hey, it's not going to look all the same. Every movie isn't the same. It's not, because who does that? Who does that so much?
Well, DC did that so much for a minute. I don't know if your direction of the shot is to the right. I think he's more speaking to the point of you know, like I'm trying to do something different than what, because if you realize what DC fans were complaining about, it was the fact that everything was being so regurgitated over and over and over again, and it wasn't done well. So it's like, all right, we did just a Justice League movie, then we turn around and do another Justice League movie that's longer than the first Justice League movie, which really was I think the final straw for DC fans. Like that, when I talk to DC fans, that is the argument that like the Snyderverse ruined DC. It's like, well, you know, when you have a 3.5 hour movie and then a 4.5 hour movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but not really.
I missed one. I missed the first Wonder Woman film, and I probably need to go back and look at it. So when I watched Wonder Woman 84, I'm like, this was just Bruce Almighty, like, which is like one of my top 5 movies. But I'm like, this is just Gal Gadot and Bruce and not Jim Carrey. But I could also kind of like to what I was saying about the convention stuff. I've seen enough behind the scenes, and I think he's seen enough back there. But from his perspective, where he's like, he understands how that stuff ends up, and he wants to try to build something different. So I don't think it was a shot, but I think he's just like, I've seen behind the scenes how we end up in the same position so much. Because like what he did with Guardians, which is technically like a no-name team when they gave it to him, and now everyone's caring, everyone's got these stories and these dynamics, and then they're just like, by the way, and then they fired him, come back for Guardians 3, like, by the way, we killed off your girl, have fun figuring that shit out. Which I think that's also why he's like, hey, I'm not taking over Batman, but like I at least want to give this stuff to people I trust to just like, hey, tie it in here, but by all means do what you want, which I think is what Warner Brothers told when he did Suicide Squad, like, hey, budget, crew, go crazy. And it worked out in this favor, but I think he's going to do a good job of showing that same grace to others where it's like, no, I need it like this. Like, no, I trust you. Go ham, fam. It's just going to be different, trying to differentiate what style of Batman you want while actively having Robert Pattinson's Batman out, which feels like we're getting a young version of the Greatest Detective. So Brave and the Bold, I feel like we might move more to the Bat family blue suit era.
Well, I mean, so much to unpack. I still think that maybe he's not taking shots at Marvel. You guys give a good point. Yeah, DC had some very similar type of content, but in my opinion, like overall, in the overall arc of DC content, it was not. Well, I guess if you include the CW verse, then maybe it does get very carbon copy. But I was thinking more like Watchmen, Peacemaker, Suicide Squad. Like these things don't all have the same type of feel to them. Whereas any Marvel movie, you watch the movie and watch the show on Disney Plus, and they have that same feel, that same cadence, that humor plus action, that no blood, and we're going to go risque, and it's going to be inclusive, and like there's a model, there's basically a template. Like I feel like with DC, you say like no, we ain't going that route. One of the things that was most illustrative, in my opinion, of that was when he talked about Clayface. Clayface is going to be a horror, which means it better be rated R+ or NC-17. And the fact that they be willing to go that route, and I know Deadpool, I get it, blah, 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 Logan, maybe, but I know all of that. But that's because of crass humor, violence. If we're talking horror, if we're talking heads ripped off, stabbings, if we're talking like gratuitous gore, then that's somewhere that Marvel has yet to go. And unless we're talking Hit Monkey, right? Yes. So I love the differentiation between the different genres underneath these comic book brands. And so I'm geeked about that. But to kind of go back to the whole CW verse, I wasn't too upset with the Flashpoint, them bringing all that in, and with him like doing this whole thing with not killing off a girl. Let's not forget, James Gunn was fired. Why? Because of a tweet, right? That was immature, if anything, at best. And so for him to find new life over at DC, he's not just going, I believe, to go and be like, oh, I'm gonna make new stuff. Like he wants to bring Marvel to the realization, like, look, y'all should never ever mess with me. I feel like that's underneath his skin. But why not go with Pattinson? Why not just why in the realm of continuity? Why introduce a new Batman? Why do we have to go Brave and Bold? Why not just merge these worlds? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know everybody doesn't love Pattinson, but I want 100% guarantee that whoever they introduce, people ain't gonna like him. All right, and they're also going to be like, well, all right, we got Batman 2 coming out. and now we got a new Batman in Brave and Bold. Like, is this really the direction we want to go in? Jump ball. Anybody speak out? Anybody?
I think because that was all in the works before he got there, and Warner Brothers will just blow their own feet off. I think he didn't want to kneecap that crew. I think because him and Matt Reeves are friends as well. So what he doesn't want to do is feel like, no, now you got to rework your vision to fit mine in this overarching story. He wants to, especially now that they've got a TV show and a movie out, because the Penguins actually got a lot of nominations too.
Yes, 24.
Yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to that whole crew, man. Didn't have to do my boy Vic like that, but
I think he's still around. Me personally, I think he's still around.
I would hope, because giving them the freedom, like, hey, you can exist, and I'm not, because that's usually what happens when new people take over. Like when you hear people saying like, oh, I'm gonna get greenlit for a show or I get a reboot, and it's like it never happens. That's what happens. Somebody new takes over. It's like, no, I need stuff that I can get credit for and attached to my name. Whereas James is like, I know what that's like. I'm not gonna do that over here. So I think giving them that, whereas it's gonna be a Bat family story, which kind of gives us room to take a different approach, because Pattinson is a young Batman. That is Batman year one, still wet behind the ears and learning.
Right.
Whereas we can take a gritty and adult person.
True.
And I can very much see, and this is probably the one good thing that game did. If that Suicide Squad game, I can very much see Superman just like nagging him to join the Justice League until he finally folds, and that's how they become a team. So I'm good on, but yeah, I think they probably want to call Batman. They will probably call it the story. It'll probably be Under the Red Hood, Brave and the Bold, Court of Owls, just so that one can remain Batman 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Also, justice. Thank God, justice for Darwin, because finding out this dude, He said it. He's like, when I was filming X-Men, and they're like, you die first. He's like, we're kind of playing into a trope, aren't we? And it's like, don't worry. He's like, we'll bring you back. He's like, and that was the day I knew I was done.
Yeah, it was really bad, and especially being the first mutant when we're getting reintroduced to like the whole concept of the X-Men coming back, and now he's got to go, and these are like these all-powerful beings, and he just dies. Well, over the subject. I'm hopeful, that the DC universe, if anything, at bare minimum, like Ty always likes to point out, is giving Marvel the competition that they very much
That's
need.
what I've been saying for like the entire month. We're in the position we're in because Marvel's run without we're back to healthy competition as to this month, and it's necessary. So whatever, you gotta stop with the Fantastic Four teasers. I feel like I've been told too much at this point. Like, I get it, the movie, my tickets are purchased. I don't need to see shit else. Please stop. But the Fantastic Four coming out super fantastic July, and also the Smurfs.
I can't Smurf and wait.
I'm like, yeah, it's what was the people were called Super Jurassic 4 is what they were calling in July, and I'm like, Smurf should have just moved to like August. Dog. You could have got that back to school money. This was an awful month for y'all to come out. Like,
yo, we will have to talk about the Smurfs, not today because we starting to run low on time, but we got to talk about how they made Papa Smurf jacked, right? And he's like, he's a completely rebooted Papa Smurf. Have you seen this? Yeah, it's like he's not like, oh, hey everybody, we're gonna have a meet in the Smurf. He's like, hey, get the goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, go pop the trunk, goddamn. Where my clip, Trina? Hook them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Papa Smurf is coming through. And I mean, I would like for them to introduce the other women Smurfs that have to exist, because my God, that womb has got to be beat the hell up. If it's just
no, don't do that. I mean, but that was always the story. Like the Gargamel created Smurfette to go and infiltrate the Smurfs. She's the only girl, and she needs to stay the only girl. Like that. Ain't no, you can't just, they didn't have any female Smurfs. They didn't have
one. How do you exist?
One to populate them all.
Are they like Namekians where they just throw
They're Mormons. Just leave them alone, okay?
They're asexual.
Like
asexual, man.
Like this is it ain't even the Smurfs tour. It's Rihanna and the Baby Bump on tour. Like that's all. I have not seen an interview. I have not seen a full interview from any other actor. It's just the same question in every city. You think it's a boy or a girl? Seattle. You think it's a boy or a girl? Orlando. You think it's a boy or a girl? Atlanta. You think it's a boy or a girl? Michigan. Like you can tell she's like, look. Y'all, if you want new music, you better buy a ticket. That's y'all. I came back from Wakanda Forever, a Super Bowl, and then I went back to my man. Like it's.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I ain't got no problem with Rihanna's Baby Bump headlining the Smurfs marketing tour, because that's what we're here for. Hallelujah! Like we want to know what's going on. Hey, little Riri Rocky. Who that is right there? Know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna come out, hey.
Yeah, I hope she gets the girl that she wants this time because she's got the two. She's got the. It's maybe she already got the two boys. Let Riri get a little Riri.
I don't know. I bet if I know ASAP Rocky and I know Rihanna, there's a small chance that kid might be named Tafari too. Knowing their habits because this is how they get down. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, Smurfs. Since we're getting on the Smurfs track, as we start all right, real quick, let me make a quick announcement because I think I just got the text from the wife, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep the broadcast. And I told y'all when the light goes off is when the show goes off. So as I told you in the comments, we did talk a little bit about Strange New World. I didn't go deep into it because I'm gonna keep it real. Like I'm not getting Strange New Worlds vibes from our comment section. For those of y'all that do, we got to start a broadcast channel so I can know whether or not these things is worth it. But I love Star Trek. We talked about that a little bit. Talked a little bit about Superman as well with our new homie Tafari as well. And we were going to talk Foundation and maybe a little Sandman, but I don't think we're going to do that today. I think, especially since I saw Ant in the comments, Ant is going to be doing live broadcasts where we break down, I said he, and along if he'll have us on as well, which he normally does, we'll break down what's been going on with Foundation. So make sure y'all tune in to the movie blog as we will break down what's happening with Foundation for my Foundation fans. It is a whole vibe. Yes, you look like you're not caught up, so I'm not even going to ask you.
I caught up specifically, and we again talked about Superman.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I was talking to Tafari in the inbox, and I was like, "Yo, you watch Foundation?" He's like, "I literally had no idea that show existed until I watched you guys' show this morning." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm glad we doing something for the people because we think it's worth it." But yeah, oh, that's cool. Oh, Marquise. Oh, shout out to the chat. Is there a new Mortal Kombat trailer that I was not aware of?
Yes, it just dropped. Yeah.
Yesterday.
I thought I sent it to you.
No.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
No. Yo, hold on. There's a new Mortal Kombat trailer with Johnny Cage in it with Carl Urban in it.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Hold on now.
We can close on that. I just ending the last conversation. Marvel has some healthy competition. This month will very much determine our superhero stuff moving forward.
Yeah, well, listen, we don't have to necessarily get off at this very moment, but I just didn't want us to think we were going to delve into the long subjects because, I think I got to. Yeah, the wife's going. If she can find me, I don't know if she can.
Yeah, if you want to go to Mortal Kombat, we can.
We're going to Mortal Kombat, but as we go back into the video games realm, and it's going to take me a little bit because I didn't have this pre-planned. I normally send myself the clips and the links that we can use, so I got to look this stuff up. But let's just take a second and go back to the beginning of our show where we were talking about Nintendo 64. And Tafari, you were talking about your love of retro games and how you got the AVs hooked up to the HDMI. But let's stick with Nintendo 64, not Super Nintendo, not Nintendo original, not the Switch, not Game Boy, but Nintendo 64. Just shout out your favorite games on that particular console. What are the favorite games on that? Now, I've already named GoldenEye, right? So GoldenEye is at the top of that list for me. What'd you say?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Dr. What?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, the one you were talking about, Conquer Bad for a Day. Yeah, I've never. Yeah, me and Tafari,
you missing out. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That is the whole. I'm telling you. Just wait. Just listen. It's a squirrel that goes on this crazy adventure, and he falls in love with this sunflower on the way, and he's got to use her boobs to like jump up and grab stuff, and like, dude, it's hilarious. And then the bad guy is a poo monster, right? And he throws toilet paper. Like you have to throw toilet paper at him to defeat him, and he sings, and he's like, "Ah," and it's like, dude, I'm telling you, you're missing on some gold right now.
All right, okay.
Yeah, if I can get my hands on it, I will run through it. But
so it has mini games too, so you can do like squirrels versus what is this? There's like a heist game you can do where you're weasels and you guys got to go and grab like money and stuff like that, and you get to like beat the hell out of each other or shoot each other, and like it's hilarious. It's like capture the flag but with like weasels and like money. It's really, really funny. And then like you literally like they even say stuff when they die. They're like, oh man, like it's dude, it's so funny. And then like the squirrels, there's like a whole war thing you can have against like the squirrels, and like, I don't know, I forgot who they go against. Oh, the teddies. It's like war against squirrels and teddies, and like they're like it's a whole World War II battlefield you get to go on, and like it's so cool, dude. I'm telling you, gotta play that game.
I'm looking at he's twirling, he's playing fidget spinner with his game. Like, like, yo, look, he's got Smash. Yo, he's got the Pokemon Smash like that. Yo, are you nuts? He still got that fully intact.
Yeah, so
like, yo, this is crazy.
So like, I don't know if it's top 5, but like my definitely go-tos, Star Fox 64, because like as a kid you kind of run through the same one, but then you realize how to get like the alternate stories. And it's kind of dope seeing these other characters. Like I would love, because they don't know what the fuck to do with the franchise, I would love a Star Fox anime, because like if you get to that toxic planet, that small interaction with Falco and Cat, or between Fox and Bill, the one where it turns into like the level that turns into
100%.
Independence Day before Independence Day was a thing. It's like, because you're like flying straight and just shooting. When you get to that level where you have to help Bill's army, it's literally just a brawl. It's just an arena, and hey, take out the mothership or you're gonna have to shoot 50 more. That level lasts as long as you want it to until they try to nuke the capital. So Star Fox 64, Pokemon Snap, I go Pokemon Stadium. Because if you had this thing and if you had these 3, you could lock.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you could lock this into the N64, and you could run the game either on the TV or load your team into that. So Snap, Stadium, Mario 64.
I got it.
Banjo-Kazooie was a good one.
I never got my hands on Banjo.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm fucking done with y'all. I'm done with y'all. I'm fucking done with y'all.
Yo, don't yuck our young. We ain't yucking yours. Yo,
what?
For me, I'm with you. Who's that said that Mario Kart in the it was Mario Kart all day for me.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is
Mario Kart.
Said Harmony,
Mario
top tier.
Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart and Stadium, because Stadium, if you had this, you could. It also there was like a mini game you got in yellow with like a Pikachu surfing game, but you had to like play through Stadium to get it. So keeping all this intact has just been fun. And then I even because I had they had it for Sonic games too. They tried their own version. They had this little thing called the Chow Garden, and if you had the Game Boy attachment, you could take the Chow from the garden in the Game Boy games and put them into the GameCube. And I actually like. There's a highlight on my page somewhere of me like showing the whole thing. WrestleMania is there's another good one.
Yeah,
WWE where whichever one had like Sting as like the main character.
Oh my god.
Where he's just like he's just in the road while this trucker is coming at him.
Yes.
I have that one too. I think it was WCW Revenge or something like that.
Yeah, the wrestling games were pretty good.
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. Smash Bros. That was an early edition of Smash Bros. It's way better now. Obviously,
yeah.
It is way better now.
I did. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm gonna keep it real.
I like the Mega Mans. The Mega Man.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was in the Mega Mans.
I never got into Mega Man too much.
I know what you're talking about, Bad Ty.
Yeah.
Yo, remember Mega Man? Remember the Mega Man episode on
Yes.
What you call? Oh
yes,
my god, that's crazy.
On Black Mirror or one of them.
Whatever that was. Secret level. Yo, hold on. We don't speak about Genie in here, Seth. All right, look, we don't.
If y'all
until he's fully acquitted.
Crazy part is I just bought that game too. If any of y'all are in Orlando and you want to get retro stuff, Gamers Inc. Orlando. That's who you gotta. That's where I get most of my stuff from.
Hey, by the way, we did learn. I hope it's okay to say this. I don't want to put you too far.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's somewhere now, but we've learned that yes, this dude from Orlando, man.
I saw.
He's from
you,
Altamont. He's from
I know.
Altamont.
I saw that. So we got to link up. We definitely have to link up.
Well, he's not there anymore. I don't want to tell. I ain't gonna pull
Yeah.
him out there now. But he's
okay.
somewhere else. But he used to be an Orlando resident and attended Ocoee High School. Hope it's okay for me to say that so people can scroll through.
Yeah. I graduated from Ocoee. My entire family, mom and dad side, are all Lyman High School alumni. So.
I went to Lyman. Like,
Yeah,
yo, Lisa's in the comments. Where you at, Lisa? Me and Lisa, she been talking shit to me the whole time, as she does every week. But Lisa, we both are Lyman High School grads. We Greyhounds, reluctant Greyhounds. There she is. So yeah, man, we don't brag about it, but yeah, we outside. But that was cool to know. But I played, and this is gonna shock some of y'all. The game I played the most on Nintendo 64 was Madden. Because Nintendo 64 was
not Madden for me. NFL Blitz, that was more my speed.
Yes, you like all of that crazy stuff,
all the tackling each other and stupid shit and the cheat codes and turning into Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I love it. Like you do these power drivers and the elbow jolts. Yeah, that was dope. But Madden, if they used to log hours, which they didn't back then, I'd probably have in the thousands. Like right now, like my Mortal Kombat is at 3160, I believe, hours. Which, by the way, speaking of Mortal Kombat,
you used to play Madden on the 64.
Hell yeah.
They had it. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying they didn't have it. I'm just saying Madden. I could only. It was like for me, Madden was Sega Genesis, and then even if I played it on Nintendo, it would have been Super NES. But
Sega Genesis was NFL Sports Talk Football, and then first it was Joe Montana Football, and then it was Sports Talk Football, and then
it was
was the craze. Remember, it was a craze. It was like, oh shit, the game talks. Remember that? It was like, oh shit, the game was talking. Like, it was like NFL Sports Talk Football. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, the Madden. I used to kill him in Madden, boy. I get Jerome Bettis. I got that, bro. The Pittsburgh Steelers missed the turn of the century. I'm showing my age. It is what it is. But I say all that to get us prepared for one of our last topics I learned about right here, which is going to be one of my favorite games on Nintendo, Mortal Kombat. Here's the trailer.
From New Line Cinema, the studio that brought you Cool Hand Cage, Hard to Cage, and Rebel Without a Cage, comes Uncaged Fury. Starring Johnny Cage.
It's showtime.
They pissed him off.
The hell is this?
They fucked with his shades.
This is not it.
They should have brought more guys.
Why did he butcher the knockoff? That's messed up.
Uncaged Fury. Coming to a theater near you this October.
Okay. I'm on board. I am on board. Yo, come on, man. Like, you know how I feel about Mortal Kombat. I posted about it. Those of y'all that have been following us for a while, you know I'm an avid Mortal Kombat addict. Like, I literally play it everywhere I go. When I perform on cruises, I bring my PlayStation with me, even though they don't have internet on there. When I go out of town, like my most recent trip to Atlanta, I had my PlayStation the whole time. In fact, if you go to newblurredorder.com/live, which is where you can see our live broadcast, hallelujah, then you'll see me playing Mortal Kombat, either that or the show most of the time. So this speaks directly to me and my heart. Now, what am I thinking about them giving Carl Urban this green light to be like the face of Mortal Kombat? At first I was like, but seeing how they're leaning into the Cage character, which we got to keep in mind, Johnny Cage is not some current movie star. The reason why he's selected for Mortal Kombat is because he's a washed up actor, right? Washed up. Basically, he used to be a real big kung fu martial arts actor guy, and now he's not that guy no more. So they give him an opportunity to reclaim his fame in this Outworld tournament called Mortal Kombat, where he could maybe lose his spine or head or neck, who knows? But he clearly in every Mortal Kombat iteration has been the comedic relief. And it looks like they're not straying away from that this time. What say you guys? Are we liking this?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like the actual
That wasn't the trailer I saw. So that I was like that was just some jokey John, like you didn't even play the right trailer. But it's but
damn.
How about we play the right trailer and then you go because I was Uncaged Fury.
Okay, all right, my bad. Really, you called me out.
Here, man. I'm gonna give you the actual trailer, bro.
I think I got it. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, all right. Actually,
Uncaged. You sure? I mean, because I got the actual trailer, so you were
send it to me, man. Because I'm like, I must not have it.
All right.
Check this out, though.
You have been chosen to fight.
Are you coming or what?
Where's that
Okay, most thing is back. Fuck that. You dickheads in or what? Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you doing the reactions and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I got it. It's right here. It's right here, man.
It's my IG.
Nah,
Get over
I just You ready?
Only strong survive. What the fuck?
Oh, don't put it in.
Finish him! Finish him!
I'm still tripping on. I still feel like Carl Urban should have been Kano. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be a bad Johnny Cage, but I think he'll be fine as Johnny Cage. But like him as Kano was right there.
I should have made Peacemaker fucking Johnny Cage.
That could have worked.
No,
Peacemaker's technically in. I mean, Peacemaker the character is technically in Mortal Kombat now. So
he is, and he's too powerful in the game. But now they can't make John Cena Peacemaker
Johnny Cage
because Johnny Cage is a martial artist, and John Cena doesn't have martial art chops, in my opinion. And that don't mean that Carl Urban is, but at least maybe. But I mean, I can't look at John Cena and I don't know. I agree that Carl Urban would have made a better.
Just think about him doing the punch. You know what I'm saying? Like him doing the split punch. You know what I mean? Like I can really see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see John Cena doing it more than I can Carl Urban. That's what I'm just thinking.
Let's be very clear. John Cena wouldn't do one action sequence in Mortal Kombat when it comes to fighting scenes. There will be a stunt double that will do that shit. And then they will show John Cena's face at the end of the motion or whatever it is. But
they're doing the same thing for Carl Urban.
Well, that's my point. That's the point that I'm making. Like, so you're like, I couldn't see this jack dude. I couldn't see this 6. I don't know how tall Urban is, but he looks pretty damn tall. So I'm like, it's this dude, this 6'6" dude. He's like what?
I don't know, but at minimum, he resembles Johnny Cage. At bare minimum, I mean, I'm not saying that they couldn't have made John Cena, but I would give it. I won't know. Nah. I don't know.
That's just I would put Carl Urban as Kano and John Cena as fucking Johnny Cage, because I'm just thinking of like him doing the punch and like his stupid quirky, like the dickhead quirkiness of, you know what I'm saying, of Johnny Cage. Like I think that would have been better with Peacemaker than I mean, obviously Carl Urban is. I mean, we love him as Butcher, but I'm just saying, as far as like him doing the splits and the punch, I don't want to see Carl Urban be doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see my man just, you know what I mean? Like, you think that John Cena could do a split? Once again, it would be a stunt, but I could just see though, like the stupid look on John Cena's face, I think would be just more, I don't know, like just, you know what I'm saying, with him doing it, I think that'd just be more believable for me. I don't know, than Carl Urban.
I still need to see the first movie, but I see everyone basically saying, hey, I didn't see a lick of coal in this trailer, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm like, damn, was he that hated in the first one? Whoever y'all got introduced to in the story was focused around in the first movie that no one liked.
It was
he's in here. He's in
it.
Yeah.
Not Sub-Zero. It was
this guy right here. That's
was
this dude right here. They just showed him. Yeah.
I don't know if
and he wasn't that. I liked him. I don't
know if it was Sub-Zero.
Are you talking about Liu Kang?
No, it's nobody that's actually like a Mortal Kombat character. There was somebody named Cole or somebody in the first film that everybody was like, who the hell
that was the guy that they just showed. Like here, they're about to show him again.
I'm gonna show him to you right now. Hold on. But look at now, first of all, are we gonna talk about the fact that that's quite isn't that that's old boy from the Goonies, right? From Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah.
That's a huge addition to this movie right there, if that's who that is. And this chick, I forget
you talking about the husband and everything everywhere all at once?
Yeah,
no, that's not him. No, that's not the same guy. No.
Okay, all right.
No.
All right.
No. All Asians do not look
alike.
Oh,
you know what that is? That's old boy from. My bad. My bad. I think it's old boy from Is that old boy from Avatar? Yeah, I know him from somewhere. Is what I'm saying. My bad. I don't mean to.
I feel like he might have been from Shogun.
So let me.
Maybe.
Yes, I think you might be right.
I need to watch that one. That's on my backlog.
Whoa! Yes, you have to watch.
Oh my God, Shogun,
good, man! Before it comes back out,
it was really good.
You gotta keep in mind though. He doesn't have time to watch Shogun when he's on his treadmill beating Twilight Princess. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's he gonna find time for that? But yeah, this is the dude I think he's talking about. And I think, and by the way, I think I would watch that live. Dude playing video games on his treadmill is crazy. But anyway, this is the dude I think he was talking about. And I didn't hate his character in the first one. I actually didn't. The thing I hated the most about the first one is how they ripped off Jax's arms and he didn't make any he had no emotions. He was like, oh damn, man, bam, bruh, my arms, bruh. It's like, yo, nigga, like they literally just ripped off your arms and you don't even say ouch.
Yeah, Cole Young was apparently like the main character, an original character for the first film, and all I see is like, hey, I ain't see barely a lick of Cole in this trailer. Thank God. I think Cole dies in the first 5 minutes. Thank God they got rid of Cole. I was like, damn, they tried to do something different.
Nah, I think this is the guy who you're talking about, and I don't remember hating him. I actually ended up liking him. He fought Goro in the end, and it was
that's not Cole Young though.
Well, who is Cole Young? How do I not know who Cole Young is?
Oh, you mean as far as is the actor's name Cole Young?
No. The guy's name in
that's Liu Kang.
I thought that was Liu Kang too, but
no, that's the Cole dude. That is the Cole dude. I just
so these are all the actors reacting.
He's Cole Young in the film Mortal Kombat. So they were talking about this specific actor that you have on the screen right now.
Oh,
yo, and check out how about old girl? Look at Jade, yo, Jade from Sabrina. And from The Last of Us.
I love her. Yes, I love her.
You know what I'm saying? She's finally getting her just due. And yeah, man, and she's black in good form. And I love to see her interaction with her sisters, Katana and her and Melina. And I wonder if they do if they use the Mortal Kombat game story in here where basically Baraka and Melina, who have those teeth like this. They're not like genetically modified beings. They contracted a disease called Tarkat, and Tarkat makes their faces get like this, and it gives them the sharp shit that comes out of their arms. So I wonder if they're going to delve into the origin of all of that. What's going on? It is Kira in the house going on. I sent Kira the link, but I do as I always do at the last second. So she said, "Oh, I got to work." I'm like, "Work."
I'm curious if it's gonna be like the game where I know they just rewrote the timeline and Johnny rediscovers his powers. So I'm like, are we about to throw Johnny in the middle of all this shit? And it's like, oh, I can move fast and hit hard. I'm like, and I can body everybody. I'm like, please, Carl Urban's great, but I'm like, I need y'all as a story to make this shit believable. Because if you're telling me he doesn't know he has strength until he gets in the middle of all of the fucking Kumite over here. Like,
oh man, I saw so much. I saw Ray. Okay, so I guess this is Kano. Yo, Jax is back, of course. Who is this?
Might be that.
Oh, is that Scorpion? Oh, that's the Shao Kahn. Look at Baraka. Yo.
Yeah, that's a dope look for Baraka.
Yo, it's Baraka right there. Yo.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Oh snap. Okay, and Scorpion's back now. Is Scorpion still being played by old boy? No, evidently not. That can't be Scorpion. Scorpion not being it
this
better be played
Scorpion.
by old boy.
And then that's Smoke and Syra. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too many people in too many colors.
It's too quick. You can't really see what they're
Well,
wearing.
I see the purple one getting ripped out of the gray one. So I'm like, that's Smoke, and I think someone else. So I'm curious how that's working. If
Smoke
you kill
and
one.
Noob, that's the two
Yeah.
together.
Okay.
The light done went off.
Oh.
All right.
the light done went off. So let's get out of here like this. Let's leave on the Mortal Kombat trailer that Ty has here. I'm gonna go ahead and play it, Ty, and whenever you're ready, man. The Mortal Kombat trailer, the official one, that's what this is. Go ahead and full screen it, man, and we'll go ahead and drop it and we can check it out. And we won't even comment on it. We'll comment on it next week. We'll just say goodbye after the trailer. So full screen it, man. There you go. All right, we ready?
Yep.
All righty, guys. This is the trailer. Let us know what you think about it in the comments afterwards. Start it.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight. Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
Ooh.
Fuck that. This is a war for the fate of your world.
You dickheads in or what?
I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
There's a war going on outside. You can run, but you can't hop forever, ever.
It's time to become the hero you were meant to be. All right, you big ugly fuck. It's showtime.
Get over here!
No.
Only the strong survive. Where's him?
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers? Just incredibly handsome.
Oh shit, yo. Oh shit, yo. Did you see? Yo, Kano's eye. Yo, they got Baraka. Yo, they got Jay. They got Noob, Saber, and this motherfucking dog from the shadows. Are you fucking kidding me, y'all? Yo. Oh,
Finally figured out how to make a good Mortal Kombat movie. Thank you.
I wasn't ready.
My only fear is that we saw the best parts of the movie in the trailer.
Don't say that, Ty.
That's typically man. And then you wind up finding out that the storyline is trash, like it has been in most of the Mortal Kombat. I'm hopeful, but
okay. Well, this thing I can say at bare minimum, the one thing they get right, it looks like, and if they're not shying away from it in the trailer, you know they're not shying away from the movie, is the violence. That's why we love Mortal Kombat. It's because they give us all this violent shit that we had no business playing when we was like 12, and we get to see it as an adult. I love the Raiden depiction. I can't wait. I'm sold. And you already know what that means, man. We done lost my light. So that means the show is over. But we would be remiss if we did not say appreciate it to the homie Ross Tafari for pulling on up,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thanks, homeboy, man. Appreciate you, man. Where can we find you next?
I'm same name on all platforms, so I have been on YouTube since the beginning. So if you want to see anything I'm doing or what I'm up to, I ain't got no cons left. So I am in the house for the remainder of the year. So I usually try to do skits on Mondays. I'm always posting short form content on Instagram, and then streams. Again, I have nothing against emulations. I don't throw shit away. So.
Yo, shout out to you for
and
that.
I don't gatekeep anything. So if y'all ever want to know how I do it or how it works or what the setup is, ask. I will happily give you a full breakdown.
We gotta hit you. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
I was to say the only morale. It's I, not E. So
yeah, it's I. Ras Tafari Bombaras. You should know, man. You got to figure that out. So we will hopefully, Tafari, if you down, man, come. I know you do a lot of these shows, but man, every now and then, if you want to pull up, because we didn't get to talk about your anime love as well, and I'd love to delve into that. So the homie Bad Ty is here with us as well, obviously. So we're gonna go ahead and let him go. We're gonna go ahead and let Yaz go do what she do, and I'm gonna go ahead and go out here and try to find everybody else from the Fireflies that left in The Last of Us, because evidently they came up here to Seattle. And if I can't find a Starbucks, I'm gonna find a dispensary. I gotta catch this thing. As we always say, even though you can't see me that well because I have lost my spotlight for the time being, can you see me? Be your authentic self, as we say, because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You being fake, and it is not nan honor in that. Oh, and before I forget, make sure you guys go to our website. You know, the website is up and running now, and we have this corner where we actually have articles now. So we're getting more into articles, and definitely watch some of our older videos. We have the segments going up. And make sure you watch our Instagram, as we do have a lot of the polls. This week we have a poll up, and we'd like to get your opinion, and we will bring it to the show next week. But as for today, guys, you guys, like I said, go ahead. If you a geek, let that geek flag fly. Deuces.
The new Blurred Order is one of my favorite places to visit. I hope you'll join us next time.